All right, can y'all hear me? All right, everybody. Welcome to On the Mark with your boy Marcus Washington, where we talk about Falcons football, man. I know it's been a long time since y'all have heard my voice. There's a reason for that. I had to set myself up for this season, man. My takeaway from this game is we did everything we could to lose this game. Everything. There were a lot of people that wanted to keep Raheem Morris, and even though he was 3 for 3 on his challenges, man, my God, brother, where do I start, honestly? Where the fuck do I start? The positives, Michael Penix played good in the fourth quarter. But 3 quarters, Zach Robinson had him on a leash. Notice, this doesn't start. This is the same thing that they did with Kirk Cousins last year. Until Kirk Cousins started raising holy hell about this. Dude, there were a third one. Or was it a 4th and 1? I forget. We put Bijan Robinson in there to get 1 yard. He played in shotgun for the majority of the goddamn game. Man, we let this one get away. We let this one. Hold on, let me turn that. All right, that better, y'all. We got. Man, I'm speechless. A whole off season, a whole training camp, preseason, and we still look like this week 1. The team looked lethargic for most of the game. I don't know why. Every fucking offensive snap we took, damn near, we ran it down to 3 seconds. There were a couple of plays where there was like 20 seconds on the clock, but other than that, we were running it down to 3 seconds before we hiked the ball, man. People wanted Zach Robinson to get another year. Bruh. Then we get 2 plays on the 1 to punch it in. You know what this motherfucker? Only us. It took like 8 plays for us to get in the end zone, bro. Only us. And then you see what this offense can do in the fourth quarter when they start getting loose. When they got Kyle Pitts involved. Now it seems like we're without Mooney and Drake London. So he's going to have to be your primary option. But see what difference it makes when you get him fucking involved in the game? Bro, oh my God. Zach Robinson is going to be the death of this season, bro. I'm telling you. This is how it happened last year. Y'all remember, this went on for a while last year. Kirk Cousins, I think it was game 4, game 5, went off on the sidelines. Bro, we're running this pistol. Oh my God, oh my goodness. And then on defense, we bailed Tampa Bay out, bro. We bailed Tampa Bay out. You got Baker Mayfield out of the pocket. Why the fuck do you even want to touch him? You just gave him a free 15, and then the very next play, boom, touchdown. Very next play. They're going to go back and look at this game and see how many times they shot themselves in the foot. You started out 7 points, Bijan Robinson. But I've been telling y'all about Zach Robinson. He should have got fired with Jimmy Lake. The only reason he's here is because the defense was so awful last year. Man, look at some of this play calling. Pure ass. And as far as the defense goes, man, everybody will chalk it up and say, hey, man, it's week one. The Chiefs lost. You know, the teams are going to lose their first week. But this is a game we gifted Tampa Bay. And then on top of that, dude, I knew Koo was going to miss that. That's why I came in here and just started the live. I knew he was going to miss it. Koo should have been gone last year. Y'all remember he had that string of games where he was missing field goals. And people thought, listen, man, when it comes to kickers, this is the reality. Once they lose that confidence, you might as well put them out the pasture. You might as well. This is going to be a reoccurring situation with Younghoe Koo. And then he had no reason to miss it. And fuck it, man. Oh well. But yeah, man, this game irks me to high hell. It irks me to high hell. So we did all that in the fourth quarter. We could have did that for 3 quarters. Penix looked good. When they let him off the leash and we had to have a play, Penix gave us a play. Problem is you got an offensive coordinator, man, who's just fucking dumb. I said this last year about Zach Robinson, man. You got a 3rd and 1 right there. Put Tank in there. Put Algier in there. Run that bitch twice up the middle. Let's go ahead and go home. Oh, what does he want to do? Oh, he wants to get sexy with the play call. He wants to get sexy with it because he loves Bijan. And then the second time we were in that situation, they put Tank in and we got the first down. Same play. One would think you got a whole offseason to plan your offense. Why are you still doing shit from last year? You got a kid back there. Take him off the fucking leash. If the fourth quarter showed you anything, Penix can get the job done. Defense, I mean, they gave up 23 points. Outside of that boneheaded play from besides it, man, bro, I'm sick about this game. I'm sick. And we got our asses stomped out. I feel differently about this. I'm sitting here watching the game. I'm like, we should have been up early. 7, we stop. The Bucs have 2 3 and outs. We can't capitalize on that because we start doing conservative shit on offense. Then all of a sudden, hold on, let me lower the music, fam. I'm sorry. Jesus, man. Jesus. This is. Then they finally realize, hey, we got a tight end who's been here for 4 years. Kyle Pitts had a pretty decent game. Bijan dropped 2. God, he dropped 2 balls that should have went for first downs. But Bijan's a fucking running back. Now, I will say that Drake London catch in the end zone. Here's the problem I have. They called it an incomplete pass, but you never see the ball hit the ground. You never see the ball hit the ground. And I'm like, if y'all don't see the ball hit the ground, how's it an incomplete pass? From every angle, you never see this ball hit the ground. You saw it hit his leg. So if y'all can't see the ball hit the ground and then you still rule it an incomplete pass, I'm like, bruh. Man, this one is irritating because I'm seeing shades of what happened last year. But that was definitely a catch. If you can't see the ball hit the ground and he ends up with it, How the fuck is it an incomplete pass? Man, I'm sick. I'm sick, bro. Because honestly, this team looked like it wasn't ready to play. Just the energy. I mean, on offense and defense. And I've been telling y'all, this starts at the top. You got to have your guys ready to play. But this play call that goes down to 3 seconds in the play clock, that shit's got to stop. Because Tampa Bay, they started timing the shit up. I'm sitting here screaming on every offensive play, let's go. 3 seconds. When y'all go back and watch the replay of this game, count how many times we got down to 3 seconds, damn near zero, to snap the ball. We were coming out of the formation with like 14 fucking seconds left. Man, I'm like, bruh. Whoo. Now the plus side is this. It'll get better. But we should have had this game. I know this for sure. Y'all need to go ahead and ice Koo up out of here. I saw that coming. When he doinked the ball and it went in, I'm like, bro, y'all need to get him up out of here, man. He did this last year. Fam, kickers don't get better. Let me tell y'all something about kickers. They don't get better. They get worse. I don't know of a kicker who went cheeks and then got better. It's all mental for them. And we should have saw this last year with Younghoe Koo. We should have saw it last year. The motherfucker went 5 games and missed field goals. And all of them. One game you can solely put on Koo. Now this game, I'm not going to solely put this on him because I expected this. But Zach Robinson's offensive play calling, bro, it's pure ass. It is trash. And we can't sit here and say, well, you know, he's got a rookie. No, he did this with Kirk Cousins last year. He did this with Kirk last year. Kirk wasn't no goddamn rookie. Offense looked exactly the same. The only time it changed is when they let Kirk off the leash. Y'all see in the fourth quarter when they let Penix off the leash. Now, there are some things I would like for Penix to do better. He's going to stay in that pocket, I mean, virtually till he gets sacked damn near. If you got a lane, take it. Which he did a couple of times. I'd like to see him use his legs a bit more. That can be worked on. But what I saw from Penix is just it's offensive play calling. That 3rd and 1 you can't put on Penix. But kudos to Tampa Bay, man. They should have lost this game, honestly. We let them hang around, and they ended up putting it to us. But, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at a 3rd and 1. I'm like, put Penix under center, man. Put him under center. What the fuck are we doing here? Zach ain't learned shit from last year. Say Raheem's at the podium. Let me see if I can pull this shit up on YouTube. This is going, man, if this stays like this is going to be a long season, bro. It's going to be a long season. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. Oh, my God. Hold on, I'm getting to it, guys. Oh shit, it stopped. So he was at the podium. He's off now. Yeah. Listen, man, I really don't have a big issue with Raheem this game. I mean, they didn't look like they were ready to play. but he challenged 3. He won 3. Time of possession, I wasn't mad at. Y'all know that was kind of a big issue last year. That was an issue. But we better not see this next week. We better not see this team come out and just play lethargic for 3 fucking quarters. Defensively, Ulbrich started sending some pressure a little too late. We were trying to get there with 4, couldn't get there with 4. Caden Ellis missed that could have been a game-wrecking sack. He missed that. He allowed Baker Mayfield to throw the ball out of bounds, stop the clock. Defense, I'm not. They'll get better. I like the pressure. You gotta get these quarterbacks down, man. But this was a game we lost. We gave this game away. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be on Zach's bumper all year. I'm gonna be on his bumper all year, bro. Because I don't think he should be here. Honestly, the only reason he's here is because he had an argument because the defense was so bad. But my guy, you can't call games like this. Sir, dude, I'm telling you, I know I'm not the only one. I know y'all watched that game. Some of this play calling, you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? It doesn't look explosive at all. You can make the argument Darnell Mooney did not play, which he's our speedster. And with Drake London going out, we don't know how long he's going to be out. But that was definitely a fucking catch. Seth says, is Kirk Cousins still on this team? Yeah, he was on the sideline. He was in full uniform too. He's going to be the cleanest motherfucker on the sideline. But Kirk is not coming in no time soon. This wasn't on Penix. If anything, the reason why we were in the game was because of Penix. But again, we over here at On the Mark, we will be paying attention. Hold on for a second, fam. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. We will be paying attention to this play calling. Now, remember last year, I was on Jimmy Lake's ass early in the season. We weren't paying attention to it because once we started to hit that groove and the offense started to put up points, we didn't really look at this defense. Now, mind you, we beat Tampa twice last year, right? But those were close games. The first one went into overtime. We had to score those points. But I'm looking at 20. We left so much shit on the field, man. It's ridiculous. But again, shout out. Let me go. Hold on for a second, fam. Let me go get my other headphones. These motherfuckers are bugging. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Let me know if y'all can hear me. All right. Let me get to some of these comments. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. I know this isn't the way we wanted to start the season, but here's the thing. It'll get better. Right? The defense, again, I like the fact that we were sending pressure. They just need to get the quarterbacks on the ground. So that's a positive. Xavier Watts, bruh, yeah, solid. AJ Terrell had a good breakup of Mike Evans. There was some picks. Caden Ellis dropped one. It was right there. He dropped one. So again, early in the season, it's the first game. This is a game where it irritates me because I know we should have won this game. That's why it irritates me. And to see Tampa came out ready to play, and they barely won. We came out, our energy was just off. After that first touchdown, our energy was off for like 2.5 quarters. But there's some easy fixes here. One, this play clock situation with Zach Robinson needs to stop right the fuck now. I don't want to go into next Sunday and we're sitting there watching the play and every play is down to 3 seconds. That's how you get timed up, bruh. And Tampa was watching that shit. This pistol. Hey, sooner or later, the quarterback he's gonna have to get up underneath that center's ass. Sooner or later. Those are the 2 adjustments we can make literally by next week. But bruh, if I'm sitting there screaming at the TV, let's go. These are games you can't drop. You can't lose these games. And it was a fucking divisional game. So again, man, if I'm Raheem, dog, I'm telling you, I'm in Zach Robinson's ass. I mean, that was up until the 4th quarter. And here's the problem. We saw last year that Michael Penix can throw the rock. Where was this for the first 3 goddamn quarters? It's no sense of urgency. None. But yeah, I definitely want to. Koo needs to be lined up tomorrow. This should be the fastest firing of a player. Period. Because Koo's good. I can guarantee this to you, fam. If Koo is our kicker next week, he will miss one. He missed one and damn near missed another one. This is the first game of the season. But hopefully, man, Drake is okay. I got to see when Mooney coming back, bro, because we missing that. We are missing that. They put Kadero Hodge in. I think Kadero had a shot at that, but Kadero ain't used to getting the rock. We had opportunities to win this game. So, again, it is what it is. We should be comfortable with being 0-1 because we've been that way for the last 5 years. We've become accustomed to losing our openers. We just can't go 0-2. But right now I do not like this play calling. I don't. I'm just gonna be 100. I don't like this offensive play calling. You got too much talent, too much to be calling plays like you're calling them. I mean, and some of these were head scratchers. I'm thinking we right there on what the 1 yard line. I'm like, bruh, just send a heavy package. You got 4 downs to do this. Heavy up the middle. Fuck the dumb shit. Let's go. Nope. Zach Robinson got to be sexy with his play calling. And that first play, after that first play, we threw the ball 3 times. But then there were certain series where we ran the ball twice. Again, I don't want to go through another season like last year. I saved my mental capacity all offseason. Y'all barely heard from me in the offseason. It was to prepare for this season. Because last season wore my ass out, bruh. It wore me out. So to come out like this with I guess the positive is this. We should have won the game. That's the positive. The negative is we should have won the game and we still lost. So they got some things to clean up, man. Listen, Raheem, if you listen to this by Friday, don't let us go into another game and that play clock thing is a situation. Because teams watch film. Who do we play next week? They're going to be watching this play clock and they're going to start timing it up. Because if I was the defensive coordinator and we're up next, that's the first thing I'm going to look at. I'm like, look at how many times they're snapping the ball with 3 seconds to go. And I'm timing that line up. Oh, we got Minnesota. All right. This is one I felt we had to have, fam. But you know, it is what it is. Defense, I liked what they were doing, but again, you just got to get the quarterback on his ass. That was more pressure than I saw last year. And we had, again, Caden Ellis had a sack. That he just couldn't get Baker down. So it'll get better, fam. It'll get better. I know we didn't want to start the season off like this, but we built for this, though. We built for it. So this can be cleaned up. This is where Raheem Morris's coaching comes into play. Because, one, Zach's already on thin ice with me. He was on thin ice last year. But if I'm Raheem, I'm letting him know, listen, you're going to be out of here before I am. That's a fact. What you look at the fourth quarter, what we did in the fourth quarter, bottle that shit up and come up with a game plan for all three, for the other 3 quarters. Because see what happens when you get Kyle Pitts involved. The defense has to change what they're doing. I know you love Bijan. I know you do. I know every play you want to get to Bijan. I know you do. I know you do. But you got other pieces on this offense. I mean, Bijan's a monster in his own right. But he dropped 2. He dropped 2. Both of those were going to go for first downs too. But I would like to see, and this is my biggest argument with Zach Robinson. Y'all know I'm an offensive minded guy, right? We got 2 running backs that are capable of running the ball and catching the ball. But we rarely see 2 back sets. We rarely see them in the game at the same time. Now, mind you, when we went to the Super Bowl in 2016, we saw Coleman and Freeman in the game at the same time relatively often, especially now with Darnell Mooney being out and now situation with Drake London. Both of them can catch out of the backfield. Both of them can run the fucking ball. If you're going to continue to run this pistol, do it that way. Just put both of them in there. This is how I know. I sit here and I watch. How did these guys get these jobs? How? That would have been my game plan from Jump Street. So on a 3rd and 1, if you got both of them in, Bijan's the decoy. Tank is getting the ball. But what do we see? It's either Bijan or it's Tank in. They're rarely in there at the same time. So I don't know how long you stay with an offensive coordinator like this. The argument will be, hey, we put up 20. We had a chance to tie it, and Koo missed it. So hey, I got us there. But the thing is, we should have stomped shit out of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay didn't really do anything impressive today, but win the game. That was the impressive thing they did. They won the game because they weren't dominant in any quarter of this game. But somehow, some way, it took us damn near 8 to 10 plays to get in the end zone on the one. And the way we got in there is Michael Penix had to stretch out to get a touchdown. GTO says, and they always run to the side. Charlie is on. They're too predictable. Hey, man, this is the OC we decided to keep. We're here now. Now, my only hope is when Kirk did get let off the leash, offense turned into something. And then Kirk got hurt. And then Kirk hid the fact that he got hurt. But we had to endure 3 or 4 of these games last year before Kirk went over to the sideline through his goddamn tantrum. Even Kirk knew his goddamn play calling was ass. All right, so we got Penix up. Hold on for a second.
Was on the same page, and we communicated at a high level, and we were able to be at our best when it was needed the most.
Wait on the microphone, please. Wait on the microphone. I was going to say, Mike, what'd you make of the rushing attack today? It struggled to really find its footing, but just overall, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like all across the board, we all want to be better in that aspect, But at the same time, it's football. It's not always going to be perfect. No matter how hard we strive to be, it's not always going to be perfect. But man, yeah, like I said, we got to be better in all aspects, not just rushing, but me as well. In different situations where I could have gave my guys a better chance at the ball, like early on the third down to Drake. On a quick out route, just giving guys a chance to the ball, to be able to move the sticks and go down and put points on the board.
The offense got stagnant after the first touchdown, but you picked it up in the second half, especially going into the fourth quarter. What do you attribute that to?
It's the NFL, man. It's tough, man. It's tough to score. It's tough to win in this league.
Can y'all hear that?
But yeah, man. Obviously, we all put in all the preparation, each and every day coming up to game day to go out there and execute in those big time moments and not have that lull, throughout the game after we got that first touchdown. But at the same time, on the other side of the field, those NFL players as well, and those guys make plays just how we make plays. And obviously, we want to make more and come out on top. But today, they got the better of us.
And did you get a chance to speak to Hodge on that last pass for the field goal attempt? As far as, did he say he didn't see it, or did he say what happened?
I put the ball up a little bit earlier than I usually would on that play, on that route. And he just didn't see it at the time. He got a little bit of contact at the top of the route, and once he cleared the contact, the ball was already there. So he didn't see it at that moment. But at the same time, I'm not mad at him.
Over here, Mike. What was the key in that 18-play drive there to get the lead late?
Just sticking through it. Everybody continue to do their part and finish plays. Not obviously you say 18 plays. It's you don't really see that too often. So for the O-line and receivers and everybody that's running routes, to be able to still continue to come out there and go full speed and play at a high level on play 13, 14, 15, 16, it's great to see. And it just shows I put a shout out to our strength conditioning team, making sure that we're ready for those moments when we got to be out on the field a little bit longer than we're used to.
And then just to follow that up, you get the lead, doesn't go well. You're back on the field there with a minute. What on the 14, what are y'all saying to go out and you hit the big play to Ray to get that kind of drive started?
Yeah, obviously, coach is telling me, be smart with the ball, but we do need a chunk play, in that situation, the part of the field that we're on, we needed a chunk play to get the drive going, to be able to go down there and get points on the board. Obviously, we needed a field goal at the end, so we were looking to score. We wanted to score, and if we had to go for a field goal, then that's what it was. But, coming out, as soon as we got out on that field, it's like it don't matter where we start from, the 14, the 30, or the 40. It don't matter where we at. We got to go out there and put points on the board to help us win the game.
Michael, near the end of the game, the 2 fourth quarter red zone plays that you converted on, you look totally comfortable in those type of situations. What is it that causes you to be so like you look almost like an NFL veteran in those spots? What's going through your mind in those situations?
I just tell myself, it's the same game I've been playing all my life. I've been playing since I was 5 years old, and I made a lot of plays throughout my years. I made a few bad plays, so it's like I know whenever I go out there, I don't have to be perfect, but I have to do whatever I can to help my team win a football game, and that's what I did. So I don't go out there, with pressure on my shoulders or thinking, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. I just let the plays come to me and trust in God and trusting Z-Rob to put us in the right position to be able to go make them plays. And he did, and we were able to convert on those 2 plays.
And after those plays, are you saying anything particular to your teammates as far as inspiration as to try to get them motivated to go forward from that point?
Yeah, I feel like it definitely instilled confidence in the guys, and just knowing that, at any point we can go put points on the board. And obviously in big time moments like that, you don't got to be worried, because at the end of the day, as long as we do as long as we use our God-given talents and do what the coaches tell us to do based on a play call, we'll go out there and make those plays. So, it's not anything where I got to be like, oh, like this is got to pour into confidence in them. It's like this is what we expect. This is the game that we've been playing all our lives, and we're built for these moments. So just go out there and just keep living your dreams.
Mike, in the back, what do you think about the energy from the crowd today? They were loud pretty much the whole entire game, back and forth, up and down. So what do you think about that?
Oh yeah, man, it's big time. We need it. We love it, man. Each and every home game we want it, and we know that they will bring in. Obviously, whenever we're making big time plays, the city is going to be behind us, and we appreciate them, for it. And we look forward to being back home again and having that influence that they brought today. So.
Mike, over here. I know Youngway had a tough year last year, had to battle for his job in camp, comes out and this happens in the first game. I mean, I don't know if you got a chance to speak with him after the game. He seemed to depart pretty quickly afterward. I know he's disappointed, but what's just the team's level of confidence in him with what he's been going through?
Yeah, man, we got all the confidence in the world in Cool, man. He showed it day in and day out, man. He comes in and puts in the work, and, just like everybody else, man, we're not perfect. We go out there and we strive to be, but man, I'll never look at Cool, any type of way because of, the missed field goal he had, because I know that's not him. I know the player that he is. I know how much he cares about the game and how much he cares about, his job. So I just tell him just continue to understand and know who you are, man, and don't let this try to define you. Because at the end of the day, that game didn't only come down to just that last field goal. We had times early on in the game to make big time plays to, put us in a position to where we didn't even have to, be in that position where we needed to tie it with a field goal. So it's like I just told him, bro, just keep being you, man. Don't let this define you.
Mike, going off of that, what is your leadership style when it comes to moments like that? Because you are a captain, this is, your first game, and I'm sure you did have to have a hard conversation with Koo.
Yeah, like I said, man, I just said, trying to make sure I continue to help him understand that, we still trust in him, we still believe in him, and like you said, being a captain or not, at the end of the day, we're a brotherhood. This team is a brotherhood. We're close and we're all together. So it's like, everybody is uplifting Cool. Not just the captains, but everybody on that field. Because we know the guy that he is. We know what he does day in and day out to go out there and be great. And man, we're not perfect. We're not perfect as much as we want to be.
I feel like you and your teammates had some confidence in your scrambling ability. I'm not sure. Do you think you surprised the Bucs a little bit with your legs today? Because you're not really known as that
Yeah.
guy.
I don't know if I surprised them or not. Maybe towards the end because they were going man all those that last drive, down in the red zone. Maybe they were just expecting I wasn't going to be a factor in that. But I mean that's a good team over there. That's a good defensive coordinator over there. And we look forward to the next matchup with them.
On y'all's run game, how much flexibility do you have at the line of scrimmage to change run plays? I know you got a variety of plays you
Great
can call, but can you
question.
switch between one run to the other?
Yeah, I can.
Is that something that you think with more experience you'll do differently than you did today? Or
I do whatever is in the play call. Whatever coach tell me to do, that's what I do. I don't go outside of whatever that is. We got a game plan set, and coming into the game, we're like, okay, we want to run this play. We get a certain look. We don't like it. We're gonna go to the next play. And I feel like I did a good job with that today, making sure we was running in all the right looks that we wanted to be in.
a couple of times today, I think one with Casey and one with Drake, they stopped their routes a little short. Do you feel like that's just familiarity with your style and, the ball went a little deeper, I think, than both of them were expecting? You were going that way toward the
I don't
glass.
remember. I don't remember, but that's back to the thing. We're not perfect.
Right.
Obviously I want to give those guys a chance and allow them guys to make big time plays on the ball, but I'm not perfect, man. I try to be. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, so that was Michael Penix. Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly on here. Let me put my music back on. Now listen, I ain't expect him to go out there and just dog walk Koo, even though he should have. So he said that he does have the ability to change the run play at the line. Then he said he doesn't. He just goes with the play call that's called. Penix, I'm letting you know right now. Change that goddamn play. Change the play. Some of those runs were going right into the teeth of the defense. He's young. So he doesn't realize he's dealing with an offensive coordinator. Zach Robinson reminds me a lot of Steve Sarkisian. Y'all remember when we had Steve Sarkisian in here, right? Same guy. Same guy. And sometimes you got to buck the system. Sometimes you got to buck. I don't know how long it's going to take Penix to start bucking. But my guy, if this play ain't going to work, if it's not going to work, go with your gut. Because Zach Robinson hasn't proven himself enough to be like, I'm just going to follow the coordinator. I'm just going to follow him because you know what? He's done this. He hasn't done shit. But this is an easy offense to fix. Now, granted, we don't have Darnell Mooney was a big miss today because he's your guy that can run up the seam, get the deep ball. I like Ray, but Ray is a short intermediate guy, and Ray's got the speed. It's just I like what I saw from KC Washington, but then it looked like KC had a play where it looked like he was banged up. I like what I saw. Again, a lot of this stuff they can work on. The connection, the timing, all this stuff. Those are the positives. What's stopping the positives is the guy that's actually calling the goddamn plays. C-Double asks, what's going on, C-Double? He says, any word on London? I have not heard anything on Drake London. I know he was out for those last plays. Hold on, let me check here. Nope. But yeah, people look at this game a little differently, man. Should we have won? Yes. I'm not gonna let that Drake London catch that was an incomplete. I'm not gonna let that ride. Because again, if you don't see that ball hit the ground, how is it incomplete? That would have been my question. How is it incomplete? Y'all don't see it hit the ground. So if y'all don't see it hit the ground, what grounds, pun intended, do you have to keep it an incomplete pass? Usually an incomplete pass, you can tell because the ball hits the fucking ground. From every angle that they showed, you could not see that ball definitively hit the ground. So that right there, yeah, I'm calling. I'm getting a call to the NFL office tonight. But it's gonna be, man. I don't know how long Raheem sticks with Zach if this is what Zach is gonna do all year. He stuck with Jimmy Lake the entire season. And then let Jimmy wet the bed the last game of the season. And I honestly think Zach's probably got 4 games. He's going to make an argument. I don't have Darnell Mooney. Drake London's banged up. Them ain't no excuses for me no more. And you know, last year, when they kept Raheem, I said, man, listen, if we implode next year, it's just another season I got to endure. But Atlanta's got to get this right sooner or later. We got to get this right. I thought Raheem should have got fired last year. One and done. Now, this game, the only issue I had, and it's a pretty big issue, this team for 3 quarters looked lethargic. They didn't look like they were ready to play. And then when they realized, oh shit, we got one more quarter left to play. All right, let's kick it in gear. But as far as the top, he did a good job. The calls that he challenged, he won every one of them. You know, you can only put your team in a particular position, and that's what he did. We had a chance to tie the game at the end, and then you put in Young Waku. Dude, once I saw that, I'm like, yeah, but let's go ahead and chalk this one up. So they need to be looking for a kicker like now. And he had to fight for his job in the offseason, bro. So if this is the best you got, what we saw today, if this is going to be what the season is, you are going to wear out your fan base. I think I can speak collectively for the fan base. We're tired of seeing these games that come down to the final play of the game. We're tired of seeing this team have an opportunity to go up on a team and they just decide, we don't want it. So then the other team has to score in order for us to say, okay, now we have to do something now. We're tired of that style of football. Now, we're gonna let y'all off the leash this week because one, it's the first week of the season, and you're playing Tampa Bay, so divisional games are usually close. We're gonna let y'all off the hook. We ain't letting y'all off the hook the entire season. Y'all need to stomp the dog shit out of some of these teams, and them just the facts. We need y'all to stomp the dog shit out of some of these teams. Because if this is how it's going to be, y'all might as well fire Raheem right now. There are fans. Let me talk to the fan base for a second. There are some fans that clocked out last year because of this style of play. They clocked out last year. What's going on, Mr. 912? Because stress is a real thing. It's a very, very real thing. Seth said, putting the blame on the Georgia Bulldogs ban coming out and putting everyone to sleep with that ABBA bull crap. At this point, man, I'm gonna pay attention definitively. I'm not watching no press conferences this week. I could care less about what these guys have to say at this point. Period. I don't want to hear the excuses. So them videos won't happen this year. I could care less. All I care about are results. So you wet the bed in this game. I don't want to hear shit about, well, we got to be better. No. I better see it next week. Because to me, these coaches going to talk. Fam, listen, I'm going to be wrong with y'all. 8 games ain't going to cut it this year. 8 wins gets everybody fired. Everybody. GM's off, gone. All of them gone. From the GM to the water boy. Everybody's gone. 8 wins is not satisfying for me. Period. And if that happens, Arthur Blank, I don't want to see a first timer in here again. I don't want to see a retread. A guy who, because that's what we got right now. We have a retread of a coach who had a shot years back. But you can't explain an 8-win season with this roster. You can't. You can't. You got a generational talent in Bijan Robinson. You got weapons. The thing that's holding us back, honestly, isn't even on the field. So, again, I'm gonna endure this because I'm built for it. I'm built for this. You know, I've told people this a lot. I'm like Joe Hallenbeck when it comes to this team. The minute I tap out on this team, I'm not watching football ever again in life. That's how deep my loyalty goes. If I ever tap out, I'm done with football. I ain't there yet. I ain't nowhere near there. I've been in the trench as long as I can remember. And the football gods owe us one. But we off to a bad start right now. We off to a bad start. Now, last year, same situation. And then we beat the Eagles. Should have beat Kansas City. You know, team was showing some promise. Then we started winning games. We were smoking on Packs last year. That's the reason Zach is still the OC. Right there. I don't think the defense is going to be an issue this year, though. So all the attention is going to go on this offensive play. You saw what the press conference, they weren't asking Penix about defense at all. They asked him about the play calling and what did you say to Koo? Koo don't need a talking to. He needs to be gone. The kicker is the easiest position to get rid of. We gonna see what Raheem made out of. I can tell you this. Koo starting next week. He missing another one. I can tell y'all this. They need to be looking for a replacement today. But once we get Mooney back, man, and once, Hopefully Drake, that shoulder ain't crazy bad. But once we get those two lined up, this offense should open up. I loved what I saw from Kyle Pitts today. That we've been itching to see that from Kyle Pitts. And Kyle had one ball he caught. He was strong arming that dude. But when you get him involved, y'all saw how he was running those routes. A lot cleaner today than previous years. And we need him to be a part of this game plan because it opens up everything on the outside. You know, Bijan. I'd like to see a little bit more Tank. Tyler was in and out. But I'd like to see a lot more. And if they go to that 2-back set, I'm telling you, this offense will probably change immediately. But there is some promise there. We just gave this game away. And Tampa knew they walked out of here. They stole one. This is the same Tampa I saw last year. No better, no worse. Now, they were without, I think they were without Godwin. And we kept Mike Evans under control. We pretty much kept them under control, period. But that rookie was tearing us a new asshole. And both touchdowns, you had defenders in the vicinity. So, again, man, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one out of my memory and get prepared for next week. But my advice to Atlanta, man, take what you did in the fourth quarter and implement that for the entire game. On 3rd and 1s, I don't need to see Bijan in there. Put in your heavy package. Put in Tyler Algier. Get that goddamn 1 yard. Quit trying to be sexy. You're not sexy as an OC. You ain't earned that yet. Fuck the bullshit. Heavy package. Tyler Algier. Y'all gonna have to stop this. Nah, we want to play from the pistol. 3rd and 1. Give it to Bijan. Bijan's little ass gets stopped. Or put both of them in. God damn, this offensive play calling ain't that hard. It ain't. I'm telling you it ain't. But these guys honestly shouldn't be the play callers. These guys get opportunity after opportunity, and you see it. And Zach probably don't give 2 fucks. We lost. He don't look like that type of guy. He looks like the type of guy who, hey, I got an opportunity. It's a great experience. If I get fired, oh well. And I said this last year. Zach should have his ass down there on the sideline. There needs to be some direct accountability for this play calling. He hasn't earned the right to call it from the booth. That's just me. Y'all saw where Olbrich was. Olbrich had his motherfucking ass on the sideline. And Olbrich's proven himself. Zach need to be right there on the sideline. Because as a coach, when I see you pull that 3rd and 1 on the 1, you got to talk to me face to face. Face to face. And I need everybody to see that. Face to face. What the fuck was that? I don't want to talk to you at halftime and after the game. No, you need to be right down here where I can put my eyes on you. So when I see you looking crazy on the play sheet, I can go over there and see, hey, man, what's going on? But again, fam, the next game, here's everybody's homework assignment. The next game coming up, I want y'all to count with me this play clock. How many times it gets down to 3 seconds. We're going to count this shit next week. You can't do that as an off. It's just easy to time you up. Tampa wasn't doing that. Tampa was running a combination. They get a first down. They hurry to the line. Next play, they go get a hug. It's different. It's never the same. But that's going to be our homework assignment for next Sunday. We're going to count how many plays, 2 assignments. How many plays go down to less than 3 seconds? And how many plays are called from the pistol? That's what we're going to do. That's going to show me if he made any adjustments from this week and next week. But as far as everything else, I think everything else will get better. I think the defense will start getting to the quarterback. There was a couple times where we damn near got there with 4. But then we started dialing up pressure. We started moving Baker out of the pocket. But again, you know, Baker Mayfield is one of those QBs, man. His points go up the closer the game gets. And I mean, Mike Evans is Mike Evans. They got a good rookie wide receiver. But I'm praying that Mooney's playing next week. I'm praying. Because we are missing that over the top. And you can tell Penix is ready to shoot that thing over the top. We saw the fourth quarter. Penix was trying to get us in the end zone to win the game. It's just we didn't have the horses. But I'm going to go back and look at that Kadero Hodge. I don't think Kadero Hodge was even paying attention because that ball was right there. But it's Kadero Hodge. So, yeah. You know. Yeah. But yeah, man. That's it for this one, man. Hopefully this was good therapy for everybody. It'll get better. It's got to. Because if it doesn't, everybody on that coaching staff is up out of here. Everyone. And Terry probably up out of here too. So we talked about this last season. This season gonna get everybody fired if we don't make playoffs. Them just the facts. And we need to get some. Raheem need to make it to the NFC Championship game for me to even look his way for a third year. That's just me. That's just me. But we need to get a head coach in here who, I mean, goddamn. Look at what the Chargers doing over there. Where Harbaugh? We need one of them guys. I can't put no weight behind Raheem. Raheem don't make me want to run through a wall. Well, he does, but not in a positive way. And I just, our time is coming, fam. It's coming. But goddamn, we're going through some torture to get there. We going through some torture to get to that breakthrough. This is what this to me is our ice shower moment. You know when, and I'm not trying to make any jokes about this. But you know, when you get people that are on heroin and some shit like that, right? Or they're trying to shake that addiction. There's that rough patch there where they got to get off that stuff. And their body is just going through some shit that they can't. That's where we are right here. Right here. The breakthrough coming. 5 years from now, we'll be talking about, man, listen, them was some rough years, man. Them was some real rough years. I remember, man, watching the game and then just going to sitting in the garage for about 2 hours in complete darkness. The breakthrough is coming. I can feel it. But we going through this withdrawal situation where it's like, man, we can't get right. We always have somebody who is literally part of our team that is absolutely holding us back. Team got potential. Team got major potential. But we still got a lot of football left in the season. Got a lot of football. But 8 games ain't gonna cut it. I'm watching this game, and I'll probably go back and watch it tomorrow and be like, man, we should have won this game by 14. Tampa did what they were supposed to do. Now, I will say there was that drive, Tampa's last drive, Baker missed 2 wide open guys that could have went for tutties. But outside of that, Tampa they did just enough to stay within striking distance and win the game. Tampa looked like they usually look. It didn't look like they improved. It didn't look like they were worse. They just looked like Tampa. What I saw was, why are we calling these plays? But the positives are there, man. The positives are there. They're just, the negative is the loss. I'm not worried about Michael Penix in the least. All I want to see from him is for him to use his legs a little more, because they're not expecting him to run the ball. He's got like Patrick Mahomes speed. And he's going to have opportunities like that where he can run for yardage. And that'll come. That'll come with this game. But I need Koo up out of here. Period. I don't want another game where, we're behind Koo. I'm not behind Koo right now. I'm not. So I don't want to hear y'all talk about, well, Koo, we just tell him, man, sometimes that happens. And, Koo has made enough kicks for us. We know what he's capable of. No, it don't work that way with kickers. I'm sorry, it don't. It don't. It don't. They can say all that and then say that Koo came down with a mysterious injury. And y'all put another kicker in there. And then y'all just move off of Koo. It's that simple. And people say, well, Koo didn't cost us the game. Koo didn't help us win either. Let me just put that out there. So I know there's going to be some people talking about we're harsh on Youngway. Fam, if this was his first year doing this, okay, whatever. Y'all saw what happened all last year. I want somebody to show me a kicker that fell off a cliff and recovered. Dude, it's a rarity. Once they fall off, they fall off. And we're going to be in a situation like this again, where we're going to need Koo to hit a 45-yarder. How confident are y'all in that now? If you ain't confident, I just proved my point. Bryant was like 800 years old. But up until the end, you can rely on that leg. But anyway, fam, your boy's up out of here, man. Football season is back. I'm glad I get to tap in and talk to you guys. I did a lot of meditation in the off season to prepare for this season. Let me say this too before I get out of here. I have to put this on the record. I probably don't need to, but here goes. During the off season, I had a dream we made the Super Bowl. Now, there are going to be some people tamping in, Tampa Bay fans. Ha ha ha, whatever, right? Get that. Y'all can smoke on the Falcons back. Y'all earned it. However, the last time I had this dream was in 2016 when we made the Super Bowl. Now, y'all can call that superstitious all you want to. Football is nothing but superstition. And I remember at the time, I was working a 9 to 5. I went in, I said, hey, man, I had a dream. We went to the Super Bowl. Everybody in there laughed in there. Man, that's the only time your team is going to be in the Super Bowl is in your dreams, motherfucker. Ha, ha, ha. Then we made it to the Super Bowl. So, I don't know if we're going to make it. I'm just saying I had a dream in the offseason that we were in the Super Bowl. I have pretty vivid dreams too, by the way. So if we don't make it, I was dead wrong on this. And y'all know me. I'm accountable. If I'm dead wrong and we don't make the playoffs, hey, scratch this dream. I must have ate some spicy Chinese or some shit the night before. But it's just one game, man. Half the NFL is going to lose today. Kansas City lost Friday, and they might lose again this week because they got Philly. But let me tell you this, Philly can be beat because I expected them to wipe the floor with Dallas. Dallas was in it till they weren't. So with that being said and done, fam, your boy is up out of here, man. Y'all have a great and fantastic Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, man. Don't stress about this game after I hop off here. Don't stress about it. We lost. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's move on. Enjoy the rest of this Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the week. Watch another football game to get this stuff out of your system, and then we'll reconvene. Now I'll be back on here Wednesday night. I'm not going over no press conferences. I can't do that this year. I just simply can't. Right? What we might do is actually break down the things that we can do positively to get better as a team, right? Because I ain't going nowhere. Like, you see some people, their team loses a game, they ready to clock out. They ready to clock out. Man, it's the same shit, man. Fuck this, man. I'm gone, man. I'm gone, man. I can't do this another year, man. I'm gone. I'm going to another team, man. I can't do that. Yeah, y'all ain't never gonna hear me say no shit like that. I'm gonna be right back up in this bitch. We lose next week. The same thing. I'm gonna be here every Sunday after the game. I've been doing that now for what, 10 years plus? I ain't going nowhere. This team owes me a ring. They owe me a chip. I ain't going nowhere till I collect on that debt. Could be this year. I think we're a lot closer than people think. I think we are. But we got to bounce back next week, man. We got to get a dub next week. So y'all have a great Sunday, man. I'm out. Peace.